Alright, today has been a day. Fiddling with this gear. Alright, I'll start off the top. With this channel, I'm trying to experiment with things and make small improvements with each one. Things I've done with this one, and these weren't the original goal, but I just fiddled with them then. I think I've improved the picture quality with some filters, so I'll look a little bit clearer, even though this webcam still is doggy turds. I fixed the audio to finally work with OBS, despite much hardship apparently. It didn't like it, but I figured that out. It seems to be working without any sound glitches like it was before. Before I was only going through the webcam and not the microphone, even though I didn't realize that when I was using OBS. For the most part, I've just been using a native webcam app. But this is OBS because I want to fiddle with a particular thing that I made today that I've spent all day on and isn't really working, to my frustration. I still like the concept though, so I want to play with it a little bit at least before I figure it out properly. So I've got a couple of slides, a couple of animation characters, the really basic ones. These aren't well drawn at this point, but I'd like to ultimately create a couple of hand-drawn characters that I can just voice over and switch between using hotkeys on the keyboard and animate ab lib just by switching between buttons to do talking animations. A really basic, quick way to make some pretty fun, cartoony content, animation content that isn't high-end processing sort of stuff. I don't know a lot of programming languages, and to do a slideshow with that would mean I don't think there's hotkeys in the slideshows. I didn't look that up, but to my knowledge, there isn't. The only way I know to do this sort of thing is through Game Maker. I spent a lot of time playing this with this application when I was younger, as a teenager. I really enjoyed it. I made some okay enough things. Maybe I'll go do some Let's Plays of some of my old games at some point. None of them were ever really completed. I really wanted to be a game designer in a certain sense. Even while I was studying psychology, I was making games. But I got competent enough with it and okay with the programming language within it to do some things. So I thought, okay, I can do that with this. It's a very simple program to just have hotkey, a couple of image sprite changes, and you could do something. Easy. I got a little bit ambitious though. I thought, okay, what if I hotkeyed every key on the keyboard using code, and then had it access images outside of the GameMaker executable file, an access name, so each button would access a specific file with a specific name, so that I could, without having to go in and edit the GameMaker file, just change the images, and I would be able to do that without any technical sort of processes. I thought I'd spend a bit of technical time now to save a hell of a lot later. Turns out it's a really hard thing to do, especially since GameMaker's changed since I used to use it. Now they have GameMaker Studio 2, which you can't export executables on the free trial version. I swear only 6 months ago there wasn't a free, you didn't have to do anything with the free trial. You could just do it, but you still couldn't export executables. So I'm using GameMaker 8. Not that the executable necessarily matters, but like, also Game Studio has other things that are very different that I don't quite understand and I didn't feel like learning today. So I made this program and tried to use the old method, which I never fully mastered, but I was like, surely this isn't complicated. I know it's possible. I've seen it done. That it could just access the image from somewhere. I could not get it to work. Oh, it was frustrating. So frustrating. I had to stop. It's been hours. So I'm just doing this with what I have, using the basic version, which is just internally made, using basic in-game make button commands rather than code, because I don't know. There's things on the internet that I saw saying that like it's an issue with Windows, but like no one clearly talks about it, and like it seems like it should be a really simple piece of code, but anyone who's talking about it is not doing exactly what I'm trying to do. Even though I thought this would just be basically just in the user manual. I'm ranting. It's been frustrating. I'm frustrated. I need to get this out of my system. I want to get this video done and go draw. I'll show you what I do have, because I still think as a proof of concept, I'm happy with this. Hello. How are we going today? What? I said, how are we doing today? What? So, anyway, as I was saying, I'm just doing some talking to test the thing. Maybe I'll do some actual scripting if I'm going to do these. Yeah, a little scripting would probably be a good idea. Even just a little. Yeah. Like, ad-libbing's fun and all. And it is pretty funny to see it on these animated characters. Yeah, but you know, like, if you want to, I'm really bad. I do a lot of stuttering, and the Rick and Morty do the ing. Yeah, that needs to be avoided. Uh, well, at least this is working. Yeah, I think there'll be a couple of tricks that can be done with this. I hope it doesn't click up the sound of the keyboard though. Didn't look at the webcam.